What is going on, guys? It's Cbrev bringing you guys my first free ebook of the year. I can't believe I'm putting this video out as soon as I am. It is basically release day, August 22nd, and I got super lucky and pretty much found a tier 1 defensive scheme that I'm going to give to you guys. Guys, no BS. This is a very, very good defensive scheme, like coming from a top player. And to have this on release day and to be putting it out for free is crazy. So I will ask you guys to please check the description and click on the donate button and help me out if you do use the scheme and enjoy it a lot, just to kind of keep me going. This is honestly content that should be paid for. But I'm trying to build my audience, trying to get my name out there. And honestly, there's a lot of people in the Madden community who are going to be pretty pissed off that I'm putting content out there that's like this for free right off the bat because they're trying to put out content for money. So, like I said, just doing it for myself to try to get my name out there. And if you guys could please help me out with the donations, that would be awesome. So, with that, we'll get right into the ebook. Um, The playbook I'm using is Falcons defense, and the formation we're going to be using is called nickel wide 9. And we're basically only going to run 2 plays out of the formation. We're going to run a set blitz called overload 3 seam, and then we're going to run a universal blitz that you can run out of any play in the formation. So before we get into it, you're going to want to go to settings and game options and change auto flip defensive play call to off because we are going to be flipping the formation. Alright guys, so let's get right into the ebook here. Once again, we're nickel wide 9. And the way you want to set up your substitutions for this formation are as follows. So you want good pass coverage / speedy outside linebackers at the DN position. You can have DTs or DNs at these tackle positions, doesn't really matter. You want a decently fast cornerback in the slot because he's going to be blitzing most of the time. At this middle linebacker position, you want your stud pass rusher. A guy who's fast, a guy who can block shed, just your best pass rusher in general right here. And then just a good zone coverage linebacker here. And then standard corners and safeties. So the main play we're going to run out of this formation is called overload 3 seam 2. We'll just call it shotgun play with no one blocking except the O-line. And I'll go through the steps here. Now it's going to sound like a lot, but it's actually not that much at all because you can do it all with the buttons. You don't actually have to move anyone or do anything individually until the last step. So you can see as we get farther in the video, I can actually do it in like less than 2 seconds. And my whole defense is set up before the offense even gets up to the line. So it's going to sound like a lot, but it's really not. So the steps are to base align, which is triangle or Y, and then right on the D-pad. Then you want to pinch the defensive line, which is done with L1 or left bumper, and down on the left D-pad. And you want to crash the line in, which is L1 or left bumper, and down on the right stick. Then you want to press, which is Y or triangle, and then down on the left D-pad. And you want to shift the linebackers to the right, which is R1 or right bumper, and left or right on the D-pad. And that's it. And then I like to pull this guy back so he's directly over center here. And then the last step is you want to move this linebacker over here. And what this does is it creates a look that's exactly symmetrical, and we can send heat from both sides, which is a classic trait of top tier defenses throughout Madden's history. So for this particular play, we're going to leave this guy on his zone in about this spot here, and then we can also put this D end on a hook zone, vert hook, or on a spy or whatever. I like to put him on a zone to start because people aren't really expecting this blitz and they don't really roll out right away. So as you can see, we're sending 5, and then you want to user this free safety, and I like to bring him in the box a little bit just for run support. And you can see our coverage here. So this is what the blitz look like with no one blocking. As you can see, we get edge heat and A gap, just screaming at the quarterback. So we get Khalil Mack untouched through the A gap up the middle, and then we also get Amerson off the left edge untouched as well. That's with no one blocking, no slide protect, anything. Just absolutely screaming at their face. um, so the first thing someone's going to try to do to stop this is to slide protect. So we'll go through all the possible slide protect options to show you that none of them work to stop the splits. So once again, that's what it looks like. So we'll start with a slide to the left. Cupid shuffle this. So we slid left, and Max still comes screaming up the middle. So it does stop the edge heat, but we don't need to get two people in. We still just get screaming A gap with our best pass rusher. Next, we'll do a slide to the right. And you can see how fast I'm setting this up once I know the steps. Like, they just got lined up and I'm ready to go. So now we'll slide right. And I'm probably going to have to throw the ball here so I don't take a safety. So on a slide right, we just get this screaming edge heat from David Amerson. So obviously sliding right doesn't do anything. I think we actually got both people in again, yeah. So sliding right was just as bad as not sliding. Still just screaming. And finally, we'll do a slide pinch. We'll get to the running back blocking, guys. I know that's what you're wondering right now. We'll get there. So once again, that's what it looks like. And we'll try a slide pinch. You can see it there. And we're just screaming off the edge. So against a slide pinch, we just get straight up edge heat. Matt gets picked up at the middle, but we're still just screaming off the edge. Keep in mind, guys, we're only sending 5, so to get one in, no matter what, they slide protect is pretty insane. There's one more version of slide protect they added this year that I want to include as well. So we'll set it up here. And that's called ID the mic. So you can do that by doing the slide protect menu and then hitting X. And you can actually mouse over who the mic is. So assuming they know you're sending heat from the left side and they identify the mic as your blitzing cornerback, we'll see if that does anything to help. And we just give our linebacker through the A gap again. So even ID the mic doesn't stop this blitz. Pretty crazy blitz. So now let's try blocking a running back. Screwed up a bit on my adjustments there. So let's block the running back here. And we're not slide protecting, we're just blocking the running back. So we come screaming through the A gap, and the running back just lets it happen. Doesn't pick him up at all. And that's why this blitz is so crazy, because they can block a running back, and you're still just screaming at their face through the A gap. Yeah. So let's do blocking the running back and slide protecting now. So now we're going to block a running back and slide to the left. And that actually picks it up. So you can see If you block a running back and slide to the side of the blitz, it will pick it up. Guys, there's not a 5-man blitz that I know of that can't be picked up somehow. So there's the weakness of the blitz. We'll show it again here. Sometimes it actually still doesn't pick it up, but it is the most consistent way to stop the blitz. But keep in mind, we're only sending 5. They're blocking a running back and slide protecting just to stop a 5-man blitz. So we're blocking the running back and sliding left. And we actually still get edge heat there. So sometimes it doesn't even work. Just trying to cover all my bases here, guys. Sorry if this is a lot. We'll block a running back and slide to the opposite side and show you what that looks like. You can see I'm set up basically right as the line gets there. So we'll block our running back here and slide right. And some crazy stuff happens with the line. Not entirely sure what's going on there. Usually in that scenario we get Mac in, but you can see we're still screaming off the left. And if they weren't blocking this running back, this guy's just coming in for free straight at the quarterback. And then usually Mac should be able to loop around. But we'll try to run it again. So we're blocking the running back, sliding right. And we get edge heat. So that's what it's supposed to look like. I'm not entirely sure why it's not working every time, but it'll be consistent in online games, trust me, guys. And then finally, we'll do blocking a running back and pinching the line with slide protect. Block the running back, pinch the line, and we get a delayed was that Corey James? I'm not sure why he was blitzing. That's weird. Anyway, if you block a running back to the side of the blitz and slide pinch, it does stop it as well. So there's 2 ways to stop this blitz. One is to block a running back or tight end. Tight ends work too, and slide to the left or slide pinch. And that is exactly why we develop play number 2. Alright, so now we're going to go over the complementary blitz, which is a universal blitz that you can run out of any play in the playbook. And the point of this blitz is that we're going to send heat from the opposite side of where we were sending it before, but it looks exactly the same. And also, we get pressure against the 2 counters of our main blitz. Once again, this needs to be a complementary blitz. You should be running overload seam primarily because it's strictly a better blitz. We just like to run these blitzes if they start blocking a running back and then sliding to the left or slide pinching. So we're going to pick cover 3 sky press here. Once again, you can pick any play in the formation. And the setups are almost exactly the same, except there's one extra part at the end. So you're going to base a line, pinch the line, crash them in, shift the linebackers right, press. But now you're going to blitz the linebackers, which is done with R1 or the right bumper, and then down on the right stick. And that's going to send both linebackers. Then you're going to move this guy out like you were. I like to put him a little wider here. A for run D, and 2, it gives you a better blitz angle. And then now you can put this D end on a zone. So it's almost the exact same look. We're just sending pressure from the right now instead of the left. This is what it looks like when we don't block anybody. We come up through the A gap. just like we did with the other blitz, but this time it's the right A gap and not the left. But once again, the point of this blitz is that it works against the counters of the other blitz, so we'll show that now. Once again, make sure you get this guy nice and wide on the right so he gets a good angle. So now, if I'm my opponent, we're like play 10 of the game. I'm thinking he's going to send that screamer off the left, but I'm going to pick it up just like I did last time by blocking a running back and sliding to the left. This guy's a noob. He only knows how to run one blitz, and I figured out how to pick it up, so now he's screwed, right? Then we snap the ball, and we come screaming in. The linebacker on the right got kind of caught on the line, which usually doesn't happen. But we also came up through the middle. So you can see here Von Miller gets in free straight to the running back and then just hops over him. Meanwhile, we're getting edge heat off the right. It could also help if I had a faster middle linebacker there. You might consider that also. So I'm my opponent. I'm thinking, okay, he just sent blitz from the right. But maybe blocking a running back and slide pinching will block it from both sides. Because now I don't know what side he's sending it from. So I'm just going to block a running back and slide pinch my line, hoping that it works against both blitzes. Then we snap the ball, and we get edge heat. In a game, he's not going to get caught on the tackle like that. I don't know why he's doing that. But again, you can see with what would be a counter to the previous blitz, now we're just sending heat from the other side and we're still getting pressure. So it looks exactly the same pre-snap. We can send pressure from both sides, unslidable. It's just going to be hell for your opponent. I'll just put it that way. All right, and just a couple more things I want to go over before I end the video. One, in regards to play action. Any play action play that leaves a running back in a block after the play action is performed is going to pick both of the blitzes up that I've shown. But if they slide protect while doing so, it will allow us to get pressure. It will like mess it up. And also, your linemen and your linebackers that are blitzing are going to get really deep. They're going to get blocked, but they're going to get really deep in the backfield when they get blocked. And so that's going to leave you susceptible to easy block sheds and stuff like that. So it does work to stop it, but it's not terribly effective. And once again, keep in mind, we're only blitzing 5 people this entire time. So if they're running a play action where they're also blocking the running back, we still have 6 people in coverage. So we're putting them at a huge disadvantage regardless. And then the last thing I want to go over is that these plays are completely flippable. So if you don't like running the complementary blitz, it's entirely possible you could just flip overload seam and run it from the right side. Even for a top tier player, recognizing that the formation is flipped and that they're now sending heat from the opposite side, and then reversing your offensive adjustments accordingly, doing all of that pre-snap is really tough. So against lower tier players or even some higher tier players, it could be just as, if not more effective, to just flip the play instead of running the complementary blitz that I showed. So I will show it flipped here. You just set it up with exactly the opposite adjustments, which might be kind of confusing at first, but it's really not that bad. The only thing that's really different is the way you shift your linebackers. You're going to shift them left instead of right, and then you're going to move this guy out um, and put this guy in a zone. So it's just opposite from before. And keep in mind that your best pass rusher is going to be over here now, so it's not ideal to do this all the time unless you're constantly subbing and stuff. But now we're going to block a running back, slide left, because we didn't notice that you flipped the play. Whoops, wrong controller. And we snap the ball, and we're getting some pressure off the right side. I'm getting kind of tired, guys, so it's possible I didn't set that up correctly. But the point is still there. You can just simply flip the formation, and the play works exactly the same flipped. So we'll run it one last time here. If you made it this far, oh, now you're going to want to be controlling the strong safety. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this defensive ebook. And once again, I hope you help me out in the description with a donation because it really does help. Like I said, this content is top tier and probably should cost money. So if you get some merit and help me out. We run it flipped, we get double heat off the right. So once again, this is Cbrev with your Falcons free defensive ebook on release day of Madden 18. Signing out. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.